found the new Party 1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live on Party 101.9, LA Key in the afternoon. I have special guests with me, Katherine Nunez.
Hi.
And yes, and I am super excited to get into your story. We're going to really dive in. That's what I'm all about, like diving into the artist, the entertainer's life to really know who they are. And so we're not going to, without further ado, we're just going to get right into it. So Kathy, I know Kathy because I've seen that come across. So they call you Kathy as well,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Kathy's like what everybody calls me.
Okay, perfect. So let's get right into the beginning because, okay, you are an actress. I have to let people know you're an actress. I saw that you grew up, you were modeling before acting, so you transitioned. But let's take everyone back to the beginning. Young Kathy, what were your aspirations as a child? What led you on this path?
So as a little girl, like I always wanted to be in front of the camera. I was always taking pictures, always dressing up and putting on my mother's clothes and heels and like modeling for all my family members at like all the family gatherings. So I always knew that this was something I wanted to do. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. Because I come from very humble beginnings. My mom didn't have much, so we didn't have the money to like put me through modeling school or go to like ballet and take lessons or anything like that, or go to acting school. I would have, given the opportunity, I would have started much sooner, but that's not my story. I started later. So.
And why do you feel like it was late? Because were you?
Well, I feel like, everyone's like, it's better late than never.
Yeah.
And I agree. You never want to give up on your dreams. You never want to lose sight of like who you are and the love and the passion that you have for the arts. And I think that because I was a mom at a very young age, I was a mom at 16. I think that made me feel like, okay, this is a dream that is unattainable right now. It's something I can't do because I need to focus on my family and, taking care of home. And for a while, I did give up on my dream, and I didn't want to be anything, I didn't want to be a model. I didn't want to be an actress. I was just like, just going to be a mom. And I think after 5 years of being a mom, I was like, okay, this isn't, I love being a mom, but I said being a housewife and like being a stay-at-home mom isn't for me. And that prompted me to like start modeling. So what I did was I auditioned for Tyra Banks's America's Next Top Model. I never made it in, but I did audition. I did try. I did go for it. And that inspired me to like start my own journey. And I got into modeling and I started doing music videos. And, I started like, I would say, I guess, the hard way. Like it wasn't easy. I didn't have any mentors or anybody to tell me how to do things. I kind of had to figure it out on my own. And so for me, I was like, well, modeling could be like a stepping stone to like get into the industry and network and meet people.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And I did that for about 7 years. And then I didn't like the way I felt as a model. Like I felt like we were at the bottom of the barrel, kind of the way we were treated on set. Not saying that it was a super bad experience. I'm just saying it wasn't what it was cracked up to be when you get there. When you get on set, you have to wait for long hours until it's time to film, and pretty much like acting. But I just felt like a sex object as a model, and I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And
so when you say you felt like a sex object, so were you in the more, because okay, I grew up modeling too, so we have like the print, we have the fashion modeling. Were you in more on the sexy edge of the modeling?
I was definitely more on the sexier edge. I used to go by Kathy Red. I had bright red hair, lingerie, glamour modeling, some print, but it was very like negligee vibes. And I felt sexy. Don't get me wrong. It was very empowering. Like I loved being able to like, be free and show my body and not be afraid. But after a while, when people only look at you in that way, you're like, well, I have so much more to offer. Yeah, I'm sexy and I'm hot, but I'm also like smart and intelligent. I'm a writer and I want to showcase that. So that prompted me to like start taking acting classes.
Oh, so let's get, and so
Yeah.
you see that's very empowering that you took it from, okay, you said, okay, you didn't start when you wanted to, you didn't start as young as you wanted to, but you transitioned from the modeling to taking acting classes. And a lot of people, in this field, they don't even take it as serious. So tell me, how was that experience, like going and taking acting classes, and how much, before we get into that one, like, did you start, how many years was it as, okay, into this modeling that you decided to take the acting classes?
So I started modeling in 2010, and in 2016 is when I started taking acting classes.
Oh, that's very good.
So
6 years later.
6 years later. And I studied with Thomas G. Waits out of the Actors Studio in the city at the Jean Franco Theater. And he is the best acting coach anybody could ever ask for.
Wow.
And he really helped me become an actor. And he really helped me find who I like myself.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who I was. Like, I didn't know my purpose. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as an actor, if you don't know your purpose, you're kind of like just, in La La Land. If you have a purpose, you know what your goal is. And then the things just start falling into place. And you start knocking down goals without even realizing. You're like, oh, it's because I know my purpose,
That's powerful. Like, I've never heard someone say taking acting lessons led them on the path to finding their purpose.
Yeah.
So would you say that for like an actor that is trying to break into the business, it's important for you to know yourself first?
Yes, you have to, and you'll find yourself in the journey, but you have to start by taking acting classes, like, or studying with an acting coach, someone that, acting classes is like therapy for me. When I go to acting class, we do our breath work.
Mm-hmm.
We do, we have like our pep talk for like 30 minutes, where our coach is just, giving us the word of the day. And then we go into that, and then it helps us with our character work. So I feel like, if you want to be an actor, you need to take acting classes, and that's how you're going to figure out what your purpose is. And you might figure out that you don't want to be an actor once you see all the hard work that goes into it, and all the no's that come with it. And, the long nights of like, rehearsing for auditions that you might not get, it's a lot of work. But when you love something and you love telling stories, you do it regardless. Like, there's nothing that can stop. Like, no matter what, you're still going to be pulled into it because it's your purpose.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. That's such a great, and a powerful message for those that are inspiring to be an actor. And imagine the little girls that are probably looking up to you, the younger girls, and they're like, okay, I want to act like Kathy, but they don't know, you know what I'm saying? That's important. The acting lessons can help them, discover themselves. So let's get back into your journey. So you start the acting classes, you start to discover yourself, find your purpose, and then what else on this journey can you take us down after that will take us, to your steps after that to getting and landing your first role?
So I would say once I started taking acting classes, I, obviously was perfecting my craft, and I said, okay, I got to put my craft to use. I got to start working. Like, I want people to see me in front of the camera. So I started working on independent films. My first independent film was Pocket Full of Game. It's on Tubi. I believe it had like 4 million views within the first 3 months. On Tubi.
So we have to check that out.
Yeah, it's an action thriller, story, about a girl from Harlem who, was a street girl, but very street smart. And she used her good looks and charm to take over the streets of Harlem.
Wow. So, and okay, you said this movie is on Tubi, right?
Yes.
So I know Tubi's big now, but did you guys do this years and years ago?
We did this about 4 years ago.
Okay.
Before Tubi was popping.
Okay.
And I didn't care. I was just like, I just want to get some work out there, and I want to show what I got so I can create a reel. Because a reel is one of the main things you need as an actor to shop yourself around. You need to show the agents and the casting directors what you can do. So it's important to have a reel, and I didn't have one. So that's why I started working on like more independent projects. I'm not SAG yet. So
You're not SAG
I'm
yet?
not SAG yet.
Really?
I haven't joined the union because I'm still waiting for I'm not saying I haven't had my big break yet. Your big break is your first project, in my opinion, no matter what it is. It's your big break. It's your first start. It's like how you started. But I'm waiting for that big, a big opportunity to really be committed to the union. Because right now I'm able to work on any and every project I want to.
Do you have all your vouchers to become?
I have 2 vouchers. No, I need one more.
Okay.
But I'm still working on it. I'm still a working actress. I'm still no matter how successful things may seem, I'm always pushing for more. I'm always working towards being greater and better, at what I do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So let's get into so the Tubi film. So the girl was that girl you said the Finding Her Way in Harlem and all that, was you the lead?
I was the lead, yes.
Okay.
The lead's name is Portia, and I loved playing that character because it was fun. You get to, it brought me back to my childhood, when you were fearless and, just ready to do whatever, ride or die. That's Portia. And I related to that in a way, because I felt like in a way I am a ride or die chick, but there's just certain things that I'm not willing to do. And Portia came across a situation where she was like, okay, maybe this isn't the lifestyle for me. And I felt like I related to that when I was modeling. When I got into it, I was like, oh, okay, this is great. And then I realized this isn't for me, and I got out of it. So I did relate to Portia.
So you got out of the modeling. So now it's just solely, are you more focused on acting? What are your other things that you do, not working on?
So besides acting, I'm also a social media influencer, brand ambassador. I like to help brands, showcase them in the best light. So I tend to work with small business owners and, help them promote their businesses, create content for them. So that's something I do on the side that I love to do, and it helps me showcase my talent and my craft, because I'm also a writer. So I get to write these 2-minute commercial ads for, Instagram, promoting a business or a brand or, whatever it is. But I'm all for supporting small businesses, and using my platform, to do that is the best way.
I love that. So let's get into so your first role was the movie that was on Tubi. So what are some of the other roles that you worked on that you really loved as an actor, and why?
There are so many. I mean, I love all my characters. I've done about 8 films.
Wow, 8 films?
Yes, they're on my IMDb, but I have to. You know what it is? Once I do a project, I forget about it and I move on to the next. But Pocket Full of Game 1 and 2, A Father's Pride, also on Tubi. In Vain, which is coming. That's a vampire film that's not out yet.
Okay.
Better Than My Last with Hassan Johnson and Julito from The Wire. That's one of my better projects that I'm really proud of, because I got to work with 2 amazing actors that I've been doing this a long time. So I was really excited to be a part of that. I play Red Bottoms. I play a scammer girl. That was fun to play, because I love playing the evil, crime doer kind of chick. Okay. I love because I can't commit them in real life, so let me commit them in my movies.
Yeah.
So and then Will You Marry Me is something I just shot. What's the other one? Capital Punishment.
Will You Marry Me? Now, is that with Jennifer Lopez?
No, Will You Marry Me is with Jamal Willard from the Notorious B.I.G. movie.
Okay.
And Julito. So no, not with J-Lo, unfortunately. Yeah, but they're I don't know. I guess they copied the same title. Okay. But it's called Will You Marry Me? It's gonna be on Tubi, I believe. I do a lot of stuff with Tubi. I love working with independent filmmakers. I think for me, I get to showcase myself, in the independent films more than I do on something
big budget.
Yeah, really? The bigger budgets.
Why would you say that?
Well, it's with our people, just we're working to showcase Black and brown people in the best light possible. So I feel like I have more freedom.
Okay. As an actor.
As an actor.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I have more freedom. Like I told you, I'm able to do my own hair and makeup. So
yeah, we were talking about that. You remember? So when you got in, I said, "Oh my God, your makeup looks like a makeup artist did it." You said, "I do it myself."
Yes.
And can you tell them why, you take that time to glam yourself instead?
I take time to glam myself, especially if I have the freedom to do so on independent films, because I like to showcase myself in the best light. A lot of times when you're on a bigger budget set, they're gonna do they're gonna make you look how they want you to look, and you can't really fight that. You're on a big budget set, you can't fight what they want you to look like, but you might look a little crazy.
Yeah.
So
even the wardrobe, right?
Even wardrobe, it's like, you don't have the freedom to, tell them, hey, can you do my hair like this, or can you put it to the side, or can you put a little bit more foundation on me?
Yeah.
They're not gonna, they're not doing that.
Right. Yeah. So what so you just kind of answered this question, but because we were talking about, like, you just brought it up, okay, but I'm going to ask you specifically, like, what would be like your dream role, because you said you like being the villain. So what is like your dream role?
Okay, my dream role I would love to be in like a Marvel movie and play a villain, like an action-packed film, and play the villain. I have so much fun being the bad guy.
Okay. So for directors, they need to know that, like, people that are watching, they're gonna
evil stepmother. Like, I love the idea of playing like an evil stepmother.
Oh, okay.
It must be my dark side that's coming out. I get to, expose that side of me when I'm an actress. So I love that.
That's the beautiful thing about acting, is that it really allows you to just get outside of yourself, right?
Yes, I can, become somebody else and not be wrong for it. Like, a lot of times, in life, you want to tap into certain, emotions, but they're not they're not called for, or they might be detrimental. So I try to, like, leave all my emotions for film. I try not to be emotional in real life. I'm very logical in my real life for the most part. Everything's a business. But then, like, when it comes to acting and being in front of the camera, that's when I'm able to, like, really express myself and not be judged for it.
And be free, completely free.
And yes. I'm not being judged for being emotional.
Right.
Yeah.
And so with the roles that you've done, has there been a role that you felt like, oh my God, I'm losing myself? Whereas, like, you remember Keith Ledger when he played in Batman?
Yeah.
And how far do you feel like when you tap in, you kind of go so deep, or do you be able to maintain who you are?
I'm able to maintain who I am. I definitely do not bring, I will say, with my first role ever, Pocket Full of Game, Portia, I did see myself hanging out in Harlem a lot, like, without, I connected with Harlem, and I felt like, okay, I like it here. So I saw myself, like, walking the streets of Harlem, like, just chilling, hanging out with my friends.
During the filming? Like
during and then after.
Oh, okay. So you really liked it.
So, yeah. So I feel like with some characters, I connect with them so much that I'm almost like, damn, I had fun doing this role.
Oh, wow.
So I made so many friends in Harlem. And, but I don't take my characters so serious where I bring them home.
Okay.
I try to leave them on set. I don't ever want to be like, a drug dealer.
You were a drug dealer in one of your roles?
Yeah, in Pocket Full of Game, I'm a drug dealer.
Okay.
And a killer and a murderer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to see that. We got to definitely watch that.
Yeah, and I still promote it because it was the first project that I ever did that put me out there, and where people really were like, oh, she's taking her acting serious. And it was a low budget film, but I made it look like it was worth a lot of money. So shout outs to Deborah Cardona. She's the director on that. So I'm very grateful for her for giving me the opportunity. And shout out to all the directors and producers that I've worked with, DC, Luke Steffen. I love you guys. I mean, they've given me so many opportunities and they still give me opportunities. And it's good to stay connected with the independent film community because you just never know. Like, look at Taraji P. Henson right now. Like, she's one of the biggest stars to me, and she's having a hard time, getting paid what she's supposed to get paid. So, I feel like no matter how big you get, you always want to stay true and grounded, and stay true to your roots.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, that's very important. So let's the reason that I have you on the show today. You just did a film on Lifetime, which is one of my favorite networks. I literally I binge watch on Lifetime all the time. That's my thing.
I love Lifetime.
Yes, me too. So we got to get into this. So you're the star of the new Lifetime film. Can you tell them what is the name of this movie?
The movie is called Secret Love Triangle, and it's on Lifetime. You can stream it now. I believe you can stream it on Hulu too, because I think Lifetime is streamable on Hulu. But yeah, so I play Michelle, a prison inmate who helps the leading character, Jessica, escape from jail so that she can find who her true killers are. Who the true killer is, because she got accused of killing her best friend's husband, and she didn't. So
you were in prison. So I saw the pictures. I haven't seen the movie. I have to. So this is the reason why I haven't seen it. I wanted to have watched it. I want you to help me with this. So I only have the internet, not cable. How can I pay for the Lifetime app, so I get all Lifetime movies, but I didn't find it there. So where would I find it to be able to watch it?
It should be
just on cable or?
No, it should be on the Lifetime app, but I think through Sling. Yeah, through Prime, and I think through Sling.tv.
Okay.
Something like that.
So I have to search the name of the movie because
if you search the name of the movie, it'll show you where to stream it. I know that much. If you type in Secret Love Triangle, it'll show you where to stream it. And yeah, it's out right now. I loved playing that character. I kicked some ass in that movie. If you haven't seen it, you got to watch it because I really tap into that evil side. I'm not evil. I'm a good person, but if I need to get busy, I will get busy. And Michelle does just that.
She does just that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the whole. So I seen now. This is one thing I did get a chance to find out. You said you had to. On your page, it said you went to LA. You're from out in New York?
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey. Actually, I'm a Jersey girl at heart, and living a New York City lifestyle. I always say that. So I'm always in the city, and then I travel back and forth to LA, as needed for work.
Okay. So how was that going out to LA and working on this film? And how long were you out there?
I was out there for 2 weeks. It was super exciting.
You guys finished it in 2 weeks?
Well, my scenes were done in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They were filming before I got there, and I'm sure they filmed a little bit after I left. Yeah. But it was a great experience. It was my first time filming in LA for a project that I'm for my career. I just was so excited. I was like, I'm in LA filming a movie. Oh my God, this is surreal.
Where were you guys at in LA?
Where were we? So I was staying in downtown, but I was we filmed 25 minutes away. So we were in the mountain, in the valley. Yeah.
I live in the valley. Okay.
Somewhere where it was desert.
Oh, okay. You were
it was a studio though.
Oh, I know what that studio that you're talking about. That's out there.
Studio.
I worked on Dear White People at that studio. That's the only studio that is far out. That's it's kind of like out into the where it's more like the desert.
Yeah.
It's out
so you way. Know where? Yeah.
I
so
believe
you know where,
you're talking about the studio, but I forgot the name of that studio. That I know.
I have a picture. I believe it's studio. It said Studio LA or something like that, or Studio something. But yeah, it was out there. I was so excited. When I am so excited about something, I zone out and I forget about where I am, and I'm just in the moment. So I don't know exactly the town, but it was 25 minutes away from downtown.
Yeah, that I believe that would be it. And did you have a trailer? Because that's the fun part. It's to have your trailer. Did you have that for Lifetime?
I did have like a mini trailer, but not like I was sharing it with the other.
Yeah, the cast, right?
Yeah, the other castmates. So it wasn't like my own trailer. I'm not there yet, unfortunately. But one day we'll see. You know, I'll have my own little trailer with my name. But it was fun. It was a great experience. I had my own hair and makeup.
Yes.
Even though in prison you don't need hair and makeup,
Right.
but
they did they did glam you for some of the
they
scenes.
they made me look like a prison inmate. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Oh
guess
my gosh.
glam for that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, and let's talk about so tell them the name of the movie again, just so that everyone can tune in, including myself this weekend.
The name of the movie is Secret Love Triangle on Lifetime. Make sure you guys watch it.
Yes. And let's talk about, before we wrap up really quickly, you also are a writer, and I see on your Instagram page you have the Tales of the
Latina Girl. Yes.
Now, is that out?
No, it's not out. I'm
Okay.
still writing. I'm almost done. It was supposed to be out February, but I'm taking my time. I didn't want to rush it. I still have so much to say, and it's, you know, when you're a writer, you'll have all these thoughts in your head, and then trying to get them on paper can sometimes be difficult, especially when you have ADD. I have ADD. I will admit it. I do. And sometimes, you know, you start something and you're in it, and then something just pulls you back. And I've been pulled back right now because I am auditioning a lot and I am focused on work. So I feel like I need to take time out to really get my thoughts together and finish writing. But I am 4 chapters in. I got 3 more chapters to go. That's me being honest and open with my fans. Like, I'm not done writing, but you can't rush greatness.
You can't.
And Tales of a Latina it's about my life. So my life, I've been through so much, so many trials and tribulations, and just to get to where I am today. And I feel like telling my story is going to help another little girl or another young woman want to pursue her dreams, whatever your dreams are. It doesn't have to be acting, it doesn't have to be modeling, but whatever it is, you want to keep going, you want to persevere, you don't want to let anything get in the way of your goals and your dreams, because the minute you lose sight of who you are is the minute you might as well just be dead, because your soul is not going to be happy.
Right. That's
and I was feeling that. I was feeling like, you know, when I was a young mom and all I was doing was being a mom and coming home, and like it was like a routine for me. I was like, I'm losing myself and I'm not happy and I'm being mean to people. You don't want to be mean to people either.
Right. And so that's really deep, because I want to commend you now just for going after your dreams, going after your aspirations and what it is that you want to do, you know, because some people, they stay right there, they stay unfulfilled. And for you to go and take that risk to go after your dreams, as I just mentioned, I commend you on that, because I'm really big about living your dreams, like against all odds. You have to do that. And so that's beautiful.
You never want to wonder, like, what if? You don't want to live your life like, what if I would have did this? What if I would have just do it.
Just do it.
And if you fail, so what? That's what's the worst that can happen. You failed, now you can start over again. Now you know what not to do, so that you can move forward. And, you know, keep mentors around. Keep a strong mentor that's positive, that's going to motivate you, and that's going to tell you the truth, because you don't want a mentor that's going to just like dallygag you and like make you feel like everything's all peaches and cream. No, it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. There's going to be some tough times, but you have to get through those tough times to get to the other side of success.
That's so true.
You know,
you couldn't have said it better. What, being that you took that risk, and, you know, which is amazing because you did take it. What is like the fulfillment that, like, if you would tell someone else like that you feel now on this side? Because mind you, at this point you got movie roles and all of these different things.
Yes. What do I tell them? Like,
like the way you feel, how you feel fulfilled, you know, because you talked about how you were feeling, you know, not good in the inside. So what is the fulfillment like on the other side for you?
For me, what makes me feel fulfilled is just doing what I love. Like, I make sure that every day I wake up and I do what I love. I don't let anybody stop me from that. Like, I don't care if it's my kid. Like, you're not stopping me from doing what I love. Because you come first. You got to put yourself first. and then you can make other people happy. And I feel like that's what keeps me fulfilled, is that I do put myself first. And I do the things that I love. And I write down my goals. I write down exactly what I want to do, and I knock them down. Like, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, don't rush the process.
Yeah.
If you rush the process, you're going to find yourself doing a lot of shitty work. I'm sorry, am I allowed to curse? No. Sorry.
Yeah, you can keep going. It's okay.
A lot of, work that you're not going to want to do. So just, take your time and know that you work on God's time. Like, that's all I can say, is like, God is the only one that will tell you when, where, why, and how. And that's it, period.
Yes. I love that. That's the best way to close it up. Well, Kathy, I want to thank you so much for just taking time out and getting a chance to get into your story. It was a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And is there anything that you want to tell your following before we close out?
Yes. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Katherine K. Nunez, TikTok, Katherine K. Nunez. Go on my website, get to know me, KatherineKNunez.com. Watch Secret Love Triangle on Lifetime. And, follow my journey. I'm always on Instagram posting everything. So you won't miss a beat if you follow me and you turn your notifications on. Trust me.
Yes. Well, thank you again. And as I said, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes.
You found the new Party 1019, New York's #1 for
This is another DW